welcome to the morning exhale. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant. We're going to begin exhaling this morning by using the breath. I want you to bring one hand on top of the other. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're sitting up nice and tall, drawing your navel in towards your spine. Let's breathe up in 2, 3, 4. Pause 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Pause 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that one more time. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Pause 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's stretch your arms out to the side. Then we're pressing your right hand into the floor. Lift your left arm up and overhead. Then exhale, release. Lifting your right arm up and overhead. Then exhale, release. We're just going to move left and right a couple of times as if you're sweeping your fingertips across the ceiling. The next time your right arm is lifted, hold it there. Take your right hand, bring it to your left knee, and you're going to look over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist, sweep the arm up, release it down. Let's do the other side. You're lifting up and overhead, bringing that left hand up and overhead. And then we're going to bring that hand to your knee, and you're going to look over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist, sweep the arm up, release it down. Let's inhale both arms up, lengthen up, fold forward. You're going to bring your hands down directly in front of you. Let your head relax. Breathe. Inhale, sitting up. I've been sitting on top of my blanket. I'm going to remove the blanket, and I want you to bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Your hands are behind you. Lowering your knees to the left. Come back to center. Lower to the right. Center to the left. This time, sweep your right arm up and overhead. Exhale, release. Then we're going to move to the other side, sweeping your arm up and overhead. Then release. Let's stretch your legs out, hands behind you, pressing out with your heels. Point your toes, heels, toes. Come back to heels. Lengthen your arms up. We're going to hinge forward, touching either your shins, ankles, or you can touch your toes. Let your head relax. Breathe. Inhale, sitting up. We're going to come to all fours for table pose. One of the major complaints that people tell me about when they talk about yoga is knees, that they have pain in their knees. So if you've got some knee issues, you can use a blanket, or if you've got a special pad for your knees, you can use that blanket to support your knees while we're in table pose. In table pose, you're making sure your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Press your palms into the mat, round your back, chin to chest, drop your tailbone for cat. Inhale your head up, drop your abdomen down, lift your tailbone for cow. Let's do a couple of cat and cows at your own pace, moving in a way that feels good to your spine. Come to a neutral spine. Let's take your right arm. We're going to sweep it out to the side. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. We're going to bring your right shoulder all the way down to the mat, and we're going to stretch your left arm out in front of you. Breathe. Use your left hand to press your back up into table pose. Let's work the other side. You're sweeping your left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, thread the needle under. You're bringing your left shoulder down to the mat. You're stretching your right arm out in front of you. Use your hands to press your back up into table pose. I'm going to remove the blanket from underneath my knees, and if you're using blocks, which is a great way to help support you when you're doing yoga, if you need your blocks, please feel free to bring them to your mat. You see, I have the blocks on the higher section. You can bring them down to the lower section, whichever one best accommodates you. We're going to begin by stretching your right leg out behind you. Your toes are curled under. You're moving forward and back. On your next exhale, you're bending into your right knee. We're bringing your foot in between the blocks. Let's come into what we call seesaws. We're bringing your right knee forward, then back, forward, then back, forward, then back. Let's bring your knee to a neutral position where your knee and your ankle are in the same line. Then inhale both arms up to V position. Breathe. Then exhale, bring your hands back down to the blocks. We're sliding your right foot back into place. Let's stretch your left leg out behind you, toes curled under. You're just moving forward and back, bringing stretch to your calf and your toes, your arch. Bend into your left knee, bring your foot in between the blocks. We're going to come into seesaws on this side. We're moving your knee forward, then back, forward, then back, forward, then back. Bring your knee to a neutral position. Inhale both arms up to V position. Exhale, release your hands back down to the blocks. Curl your back toes under. Lift up your knee. We're going to step that back foot forward. And I want you to roll up one vertebrae at a time. You're letting your head be the very last thing to come up to center. Then we're going to roll your shoulders. Inhale forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Let's separate your legs. We're going to bring your legs into a wide stance, and we're going to pivot your right foot forward, bend into your knee, square your hips to the side, stretch your arms out to the side. Breathe. Now let's straighten your leg, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, and straighten. The next time your knee is bent, we're bringing your forearm down just above your knee. Lift your back arm up and overhead. Then let's inhale. We're lifting up to reverse warrior. Exhale, coming into side angle pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Let's come back to side warrior pose. Straighten out your front leg. Pivot forward. Release your arms down. We're going to move to the other side. Bend into your knee. Make sure you bring your big back toe in just a half an inch or so. And we're going to stretch your arms out to the side. Let's straighten your front leg. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, and straighten. The next time your knee is bent, we're bringing your forearm down just above your knee. Lift your back arm up and overhead. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Let's come back to side warrior pose. Straighten out your front leg. Pivot forward. We're going to turn your toes out and we're coming into a squat. Let's take your right arm, lift it up and overhead. Then release. Left arm comes up and overhead. Then release. Let's lower deeper into the squat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Breathe. Inhale, lifting up. Bring your hands in between your feet. Turn your toes forward. We're going to walk yourself around to the front of the mat. And then we're lowering your right knee down. Uncurl your toes. We're sliding your left foot back. Let's come up onto both knees. Bring your hands to your sacrum area. Curl your back toes under. We're going to lean back into camel pose. You can keep it right here, keeping your hands at your sacrum area, or you can reach for your toes, whichever one feels best for you. Inhale, coming up. Let's come into a seated position. We're bringing the soles of your feet to the floor. Bring your hands underneath your thighs. Lift your chest. Lean back. We're coming into upward boat. Breathe. Then let's roll on down to your back. We're pressing your heels to the ceiling for dead bug. Reach your fingers towards your big toes. Breathe. Then release. We're going to take your left ankle, bring it across your right knee. Let's take your left hand, thread it in between your legs. The right hand comes to the outside of your thigh. Bend your knee, and you're drawing your knee in towards your chest. Let's straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. Let's uncross and do the other side. Ankle comes across your knee. Thread your right arm in between your legs. Left hand comes to the outside of your thigh. Draw your knee into your chest. Let's straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. Uncross, bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Arms come down by your side. On an inhale, I'm going to ask you to scoop up your hips. Inhale, scoop up your hips. Exhale, release your hips down. Inhale, scoop up your hips. Exhale, release your hips down. Inhale, scoop up your hips. Exhale, release your hips down. Let's stretch both legs out. Bring both arms up and overhead. Breathe. Now with your right arm stretched out, we're going to roll over onto your right side. Use your hands to press you into an upright position. We're stacking one knee on top of the other. I want you to use your hand to grip your hip. We're coming into clamshells. Let's lift and lower your top knee. Now let's take your top hand, bring it up and overhead, stretching your leg out. We're creating a nice long line of stretch from your left fingertips to your heel. Can you lift up your left leg, bring your hand to foot, then up and overhead. Inhale, hand to foot. Exhale, up and overhead. Inhale, hand to foot. Exhale, up and overhead. Bend your knee, and we're going to press your hand into the mat. Sitting up, let's move to the other side. Bring your forearm down. We're stacking one knee on top of the other, getting ready for clamshells. I want you to lock your hip in place. We're just going to lift and lower your knee. Now let's stretch your top leg out. Bring your top arm up and overhead, reaching and lengthening in both directions. Inhale, hand to foot. Exhale, up and overhead. Inhale, hand to foot. Exhale, up and overhead. Inhale, hand to foot. Exhale, up and overhead. Bend into your knee. Bring your hand back down to the mat. We're going to roll over onto your belly now. We're sitting up like you're watching TV, coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows next to your side. We're going to lower your rib cage down to the mat on the exhale. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Breathe. Then release. Let's stack your fists. We're going to bring one fist on top of the other. Bring your forehead down to your fists. Scoop your pelvis into the mat. As you try to relax the right side of your body, lift up your left leg. And you're lifting from your thigh, not your knee. Can you point and lift a little bit higher? Then gently release your leg. Back down to the mat. Let's wiggle your hips a little bit, right and left. Then let's do the other side. Scoop your pelvis into the mat, trying to relax one side of your body as you lift up your right leg. Can you point and lift a little bit higher? Then gently release your leg back down to the mat. Let's wiggle your hips a little bit, right and left. Bring your palms next to your chest. Your elbows are hugged in like chicken wings. Your big toes touch. Press into your palms, lifting all the way up to upward dog. Press into your knees, pushing back into child's pose. Inhale, moving forward into upward dog. Exhale, pressing back into child's pose. Inhale, moving forward into upward dog. Exhale, pressing back into child's pose. Breathe. Come back into table pose, and we're going to swing around. We're going to come back into a seated position. Sitting with your legs crossed, let's begin. Inhale your shoulders forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Once more. Inhale your shoulders forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Can you bring the soles of your feet to the floor? And I'm going to turn this way so you can see me better doing the posture. Your fingertips are pointed behind you. You're pressing into your feet, pressing into your hands, lifting up your hips. Then exhale, gently lower your hips back down to the mat. We're going to bring your hands underneath your thighs, lift your chest, coming into one more upward boat. Breathe. Stretch your legs out, and then we're going to lower your legs back down to the floor, sitting up nice and tall. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Let's bring your elbow into your knee. Hook your big toe. Lift the opposite arm up and overhead. Inhale, coming up. Let's go to the other side. Elbow comes to the inside of your knee. Hook your big toe. Lift the opposite arm up and overhead. Inhale, coming up. We're moving to the right once more. This time, you're turning your torso towards your knee and folding forward. Inhale, coming up. We're going to twist to the other side, lengthen up, fold forward, torso facing your knee. Inhale, sitting up. We're going to lengthen both arms up, hinge forward. Bring your forearms down and just come to wherever's comfortable for you. Use your hands to press your back into an upright position. And we're going to bring your legs into Sukhasana with your ankles crossed. Bring your hands to your knees. And let's focus on the breath, taking a nice full breath in. Pause. Then exhale. Release. Inhale. Pause. Then exhale. Release. Close your eyes now. Let's go inside where we started. Taking in a nice full breath. Pause. Then exhale. Release. I want you to imagine you're walking towards a golden elevator. As you walk towards the elevator, you know that you're safe and protected. Let's walk on to that golden elevator. The doors close, and the elevator heads to the first floor. You're currently on the third floor. but the elevator is going to lower down to the first floor. It drops down to the second floor, and you can feel the elevator lowering beneath your feet. And as it lowers, you feel yourself going into a deeper level of awareness, deeper level of relaxation. Then the elevator drops down to the first floor, taking you deeper into relaxation. Deeply down, deeply relaxed. When the doors to the elevator open, you will be in a nice, deep state of relaxation. The doors to the elevator open and you step outside. You're in the place of your choice, your favorite place. Whether that's a sandy beach, whether that's a beautiful green valley. Just in front of you, there's a bench. You sit down on that bench and you notice that the air is crisp, the sky is clear, the sun is kissing your skin. And you ponder, whatever you believe, whatever you feel, you're taking this moment to be in the moment. Letting yourself explore thoughts. There may be one particular issue you're trying to resolve. Then whenever you're ready, we're walking back to the elevator. The doors close, and you're headed back to the third floor. As the doors to the elevator open to let you back into whatever room you've been in, feeling your awareness come back into the room, bringing you back into your present moment, into the here and now. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. Stretch your arms out. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale down to your heart center. May the light in me see the light in you. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant. Thanks for watching The Morning Exhale. Namaste.